You go to a bar and you see a beautiful girl. She is 10 out of 10. And you want to impress her. And you already started dreaming about having a family together and being happy together until you die. So you try talking to her in the most confident way. Hey.
1, 2, 3, come on!
The moment you spoke to her, you know you screwed it up, like always. But if you watch this video, you still have one more chance to impress her. You want to impress her with your knowledge because you know that only people like Zac Efron, Ryan Reynolds, Chris Evans can pick up girls by their appearance. And you know that Beauty and the Beast is just a fairy tale that your parents made up to boost your self-esteem. You ask her, do you know why we age whiskey, wine, beer, coffee, and Tabasco in an oak barrel? She would say no unless she watched this video. So you tell her the biggest reason for barrel aging is for flavor and color. Did you know that one of the earliest vessels of preserving wine was amphora? Amphora is a big jar that most often made with ceramic, and it was widely used during ancient Greek times. The biggest problem with amphora was that the ceramic was too coarse and had big microscopic holes to let air circulate inside and outside of the container. So the wine would oxidize too fast, making it turn into vinegar or make into wine taste weird. Later on, people started to use oak barrels to transport and store beverages, and they realized after their long shipments, the beverage actually developed in flavor. Oak barrels are made by charring the oaks inside. Charring makes the wood easier to bend. This adds flavor to beverage that is stored inside. There are 3 different levels of charring. Those 3 levels are light, medium, and heavy. Light char normally gives more vanilla, caramel, and clove flavor. Medium char adds cedar, roasted nuts, vanilla, coffee notes. Heavy char normally adds coffee, charcoal, ginger, nutmeg, toasted bread flavor. Also, oaks from different regions add different flavors. Tannin is also inside the oak, which will give drier finish. The reason for oak barrel to become a great container to hold beverage is that the microscopic holes are smaller than amphoras. This made oxidation process slower. Slow oxidation process led wine to develop flavor as time goes by, like decanting, but slower. Let's see what happens inside the barrels. Every year, about 2 to 3% of the beverage volume is lost, but it may vary depending on the storage climate. This loss is called angel share. Angels trying to steal our source of happiness because our life isn't miserable enough. Huh? At this point, the girl would have ran away from you because you talk way too much, and you are going to be surrounded by nerds like me. But anyway, let's continue by talking about how angel share works. Angel share is a unique process that occurs when you age something in a barrel. Once the beverage is stored in dry oak barrels, it's going to start soaking some of the liquid. Once enough liquid is absorbed, moisture and temperature takes its role. During the dry season, the moisture level outside a barrel is lower than inside the barrel, which pulls the moisture out of the barrel, and this will push the liquid into the wood. Therefore, more liquid is going to be held inside the wood itself. Wet season will do the opposite. Since the moisture level outside is higher than inside of the barrel, it will try to push moisture into the barrel. This will release the liquid that the wood absorbed during the dry season. The absorbed liquid containing flavor from the wood will blend with the rest of the liquid. There is one more factor that determines the amount that Angel decides to take. Hotter the climate that the oak barrels are stored, the faster evaporation will occur, and more liquid is held by the wood because the small holes in the wood are going to expand due to hotter temperature. Colder temperature is going to shrink the holes, so the wood is going to hold less liquid. Therefore, some places can barrel age longer than others. Let's look at two places that do a lot of barrel aging. Kentucky, the famous state for bourbon, has hot and humid summer, which increases the evaporation process. And this squeezes the liquid out of the wood. However, the winter is colder and drier. This will make the wood to suck up more of that liquid. Scotland, the famous country for whiskey, has cooler and wetter climate, which will slow the evaporation process. Due to hotter weather, barrel aging in Kentucky would not be ideal because there will be none to drink. But in Scotland, barrel aging for a longer period would be less problematic because there is less evaporation happening. Also, sometimes people pre-season the barrels by aging other drinks to add more unique flavors, like a beer aged in whiskey barrel or vice versa. There are two main oak barrel regions, Europe and America. European oaks are produced normally in France, Hungary, Slovenia. Countries like France have special rules to follow to be called French oak barrels. In France, the oak must be minimum of 200 years old and have no knots. Also, the wood has to go through a process called 3-year seasoning. Wood that is milled must sit out in French air for 3 years. Finally, the barrel aging gives color to the liquid that is stored inside, and therefore whiskey is brown, not clear like water. Once you said everything, you have achieved your goal of looking smart, but nobody will be around you. Thank you so much. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. If you have any question, please leave a comment below. Thank you.